All right, well, I started to think I shouldn't be so much critical as just trying to figure out, like, what would I have done? So, with Assassin's Creed Shadows, what would I have done differently? If all these people are so upset about Assassin's Creed Shadows, what would I have done? And I had actually thought about this a long time ago. I was like, yeah, there needs to be another Samurai Showdown type game. But what you do is that you actually have like a big portion of the game that you have to play through to slowly unlock more and more and more of the characters and stuff like that. With the big thing being how does the game stay relevant and like people keep playing it? Well, the whole idea was this. One of the various Malaysian archipelago islands, Philippine archipelago, and especially the Philippines would have worked for this. This is why Assassin's Creed Shadows is such a travesty. Is that you could have had a Filipino. Filipinos were already by that time they would have had well-developed weapons arts. It was Malays, same thing. Oh, it looks like they're cleaning up the bikini party. Yeah, and they have American flag out because they're good people. Oh yeah, good young ladies. Yeah, I think they got like a professional team cleaning this up. That's very nice of them. So, I was like, yeah, what you need is you need a Samurai Showdown again. You know, with Charlotta and all these various characters that all fight each other with weapons. And I'm sure you guys will remind me of that one game from way back that you could fight. It was a Japanese style. The genre was a Japanese sword fighting, but lots of different weapons, and you could disarm the person. And then the person had to fight you disarmed. But this was a long time ago. This is like Sega Saturn, maybe? I mean, this is way back. But that's where I would have approached it from. I would have approached it as that as you play the game, you unlock characters to have duels against. And these would have been characters. You would have had the Filipino, the wide variety of swords and knives and such that exist in Filipino fighting. You would have had the Portuguese. You would have had, at the time, you would have had both Portuguese and Spanish sailors and British sailors. You could have had all of these different types of characters that you slowly unlock. And then, if you want live service, if that's this desperate need to have live service, then slowly you develop the live service based around the fighting game part of it, where people meet online, and so the people who want to do things online can. Then you have these characters that become absolute archetypes. This is the way then, and so then the big thing is this. This is another one they missed. Why didn't they have a thing of the British freeing a slave from the Portuguese? The British were always much less happy with slavery than other groups. And so you could have opened that door up, but you didn't. You didn't do it. You could have had a whole portion of the plot, like that there was like an Islamic slaver ship, and it like crashes in the Philippines or in Malaysia or something like that. And then there's, in Japan and this, that, and the other. There's so much that could have been done here. The whole idea of the 1600s, 1700s, late 1500s, with all these settings, the potential there was tremendous, and it was completely botched. We'll see. We'll see if it was completely botched. I shouldn't say that because we don't really know yet. But it's looking like they messed it up. Like they messed up a golden opportunity. And just went someplace they just should not have even gone. Just went someplace they just should not have gone at all. And here we go. Another bit of shelving for the project to have the ultimate room. But yeah, that's what I would have done with this, and yeah, it's not so much to avoid a controversy or something, but just that the idea being that you actually had a way of virtue signaling perfectly fine. You had a way of diversifying the characters perfectly fine, and but you just messed it up totally and completely. And then it really shows. This was something I was saying yesterday, but I deleted the video because it just wasn't very good. This really shows that the thing with diversity people in America, and this claim that they make about it, is that these are exceedingly racist people. They're really starting to show this, that what diversity is having some, like, black model from the early 2000s in everything, you know, or having random black women in things. It's only black people. That this was a game that they didn't even offer the concept of having a Spaniard or a Filipino or a Portuguese person, because that's not diverse. Spaniards aren't diverse. The Portuguese aren't diverse. Filipinos. Remember, you can't find Filipinos in anything. There's nothing has Filipinos in it. If it's a person who is Filipino, they're playing a Native American. I mean, seriously, after a while, this is obviously this black people dissing everybody. This is white liberals with their black diversity friends just dissing everyone. Just being like, the only thing that matters is putting white chicks, black chicks, and black dudes and stuff. Nobody else is diverse. No, that a game in medieval Japan isn't diverse enough. Unbelievable. And then people started pointing out that these are the same kind of critics that got upset that a game in medieval Japan only had Japanese people. And I remembered, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. And so now it's like, God damn it, you guys are phony as hell. Like, this is really now the thing that a lot of the diversity world and all this stuff, it's like, you guys are phony as shit. Like, this is so bad now. Like, you guys just keep showing yourselves out, like, your complaints just in the points you're supposedly making. And then you guys come at people like that what they're saying shouldn't be taken seriously. And it's like, no, really. This isn't that. What you guys have made shows that you didn't really think through even the plot of this very well. This idea, like, you couldn't have a Japanese, like, if you wanted Ronin in there and you wanted all kinds of diversity and stuff like that, why didn't you have Chinese and Korean characters in there? Why didn't you just have characters that were Chinese and or Korean? And with the idea being that they were the shinobi. Koreans claim that the whole tradition of the shinobi actually comes from them. That it's actually their tactics and their weapons that are being used. So I just want to put that out there, because this was like, now this is just, it's just so, it's so bad. It's just so bad after a while that you're like, no, people should be angry about this, because this is openly being disrespectful to the Japanese. This is an open sign of disrespect by the West to the Japanese, and the Japanese should take this extremely seriously. They should really start being like, I think you're trying to take the piss out of us. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you're trying to fucking have a little fun here. You know, like, of all the... Why isn't it not a Samoan or a Tongan? Or, no, I mean, anything. Oh, no, there's history here, Nobunaga. And it's like... And then you think... Then, like, especially, like, people who, like, really like Japanese cinema. Like, you know, like Sleepy Eyes of Death, Heaven and Earth. You know, all the stuff... what was it? Zatoichi. You know, and then you see this, and you're like, you obviously really, like, you know why you did this. And then people are like, yeah, and all the imagery in it is all wrong. Like, all of the imagery in it is wrong. And so one of the things actually even about this, if you ask somebody who speaks Japanese about that character Zatoichi, or just that actor in the movies he's been in the shows he's been in, and you talk about the Japanese being spoken, people who speak Japanese will be like, oh yeah, it's kind of weird. The way he's speaking is an old-fashioned type of Japanese. Like, so they actually tried to legitimately make it sound to the era in his things, because he was actually apparently that good of an actor, and because he was a swordsman who became an actor is what that supposedly that character, I used to know his name too, that actor from the real Lone Wolf and Cub actor, the guy who was Zatoichi. But yeah, I just want to put that out there. That's what I would have done. I would have made it where you have all these various characters, just like in Shogun, you have the random Englishman, and that the Englishman's trying to hep him to the plots, the international plots, and all this stuff. And it's just like, dude, you guys had so much you could have done. And all it was is, no, put this guy from Milli Vanilli in there. All right, peace.